Happy Friday, everybody. It's Chamber Check-In time, and I get to introduce everybody to General Manager of the Panera Bread downtown Boise store, Andy Jacobs. Hi, Andy.
Hi, Paul. How are you today?
I'm awesome. It's a beautiful day. I hope traffic is elevated over there at your restaurant.
It is. It is. Yeah, we are noticing a lot of people starting to come back into the restaurant, back into the store. It's good to see some old faces again, some of the same faces. So it's
Awesome.
good. It's a good day over here.
Awesome. Hey, before we get started, it's my pleasure to thank our Chamber Check-In sponsor for this entire series, Delta Dental. And they've got us some really fun clips. And so I'm going to show a quick little tooth truth.
Did you know that kids laugh around 400 times a day and adults just 15 times a day? Lighten up, adults.
Yeah, lighten up, adults. Let's laugh more. Hey, thanks, Delta Dental. With so many health benefits linked to regular dental care, it's a gift to yourself and employees too. Delta Dental offers unique plans designed for small businesses that provide big benefits. Thank you, Delta Dental, for this partnership. Hey, Andy. Hey, I'm so glad to connect with Panera. You guys joined right when you came and opened up the store next to us. And so that meant a lot. Normally, retail stores, they're corporately owned. They don't always invest in their local communities, but Panera Bread did. And I think that says a lot about the company's culture. But Andy, why don't you tell us a little bit about you? How did you get your start in the food industry, and how did you land with Panera?
So I started in restaurants when I was about 16 years old. My first job, I worked at an ice cream shop back in my hometown of Lexington, Kentucky. And then I spent some time finishing up high school, went to college. As a college student, needed some extra money. One of my roommates was working at our local Panera Bread, and I had kind of just mentioned to him that I was looking for a job. He got me in there. I really liked all the people that I worked with. I liked all the managers that were there. And then when I finished college, I decided to move out to Boise, where my mom and stepdad were living at the time. Spent some more time in some other restaurants. And then when the Meridian Panera opened up, I started out there, or I guess started back with Panera as an associate. And then after about a year and a half in Meridian, I went to the Nampa location where I was a shift supervisor. Spent about a year and a half in Nampa, and then I've been at this store downtown ever since it opened as the assistant manager, and then the assistant general manager, and now general manager. So started at the bottom, now at the top of this location.
That's great. And it's nice to hear and see cool stories of climbing the ladder, right? You got to start somewhere. And it's so cool
Yes.
that there is opportunities for growth. So,
oh yeah. I would say, sorry. I would say, of most of the managers in the area, they kind of took the same journey that I did, just going up the hard way, the good way, the fun way. So
I love it. So with your experience with Panera, I would love to learn a little bit more about the history. Like, how did Panera get its start? And more importantly, how did they get their name?
So Panera is a company that started in 1988 in St. Louis. It was the St. Louis Bread Company. I'm not entirely sure when they changed the name to Panera. I want to say that it was in like the early turn of the millennium, just based on experience going to a Panera as a kid. But they eventually rebranded to Panera, and now we're in almost every state. We're over 2,000 stores company-wide. That's both corporate and franchise stores. If you go to St. Louis, they're still called the St. Louis Bread Company. Everywhere else is Panera. And what I've been told is that the name, basically, if you take Pan and Era, just means essentially bread time.
Gotcha. So it's an Italian term, right?
Could be Latin, could be Spanish. I think it's all Latin based. So
Okay. Well, when we frequent your store, you're right next to us,
yes,
and
yes, we see a lot of chamber members over here.
when you think about and when you walk into a Panera, the first thing you notice is fresh, high quality food. How do you, day in and day out, provide the freshest, cleanest stores around, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, we have a commitment to having our what we call clean food. Everything is 100%. What you see is what you get. We don't have additives, no preservatives, no artificial flavors or colors. Um, we work with our local produce provider to kind of ensure that we can get some quality product in here, and we inspect that product every day just to make sure it's up to our. We partner with another company out of Oregon to make sure that the product we're getting is again up to our standard, the quality that we want, and Panera takes the time with their chefs and their menu, making sure that everything on there is something that people are going to enjoy, that people can feel good about eating. There's a little bit for everyone here.
There truly is. You know, um, I have a little story. My kids love the flatbread pizzas that you guys are doing. And for the very first time that our family all came in and ordered some lunch, I ordered the Chipotle chicken and bacon pizza. And right away, all my kids had entree envy. And so they ate my entire pizza. And so now we try to recreate that exact same thing at home. And it's just not the same.
You can come over here. I'll let you make one. So anytime.
That's awesome. Well, Andy, tell us a little bit how you guys fared through the storm over the last year. How did you guys hold up?
It like anyone, we were not doing well at the beginning. We had to reduce our hours. We had to unfortunately reduce some of our staff size. Just like every business everywhere else, we took a hit financially. We took a hit with getting product in on time. We took it, across the board. But just knowing that we can hang on to our guests, and build that relationship and create a safe environment and a safe place for them to come dine, whether that is getting it in the building, getting it to go, getting it delivered. We want to create as in safe environment as we can. And we kind of went back to the drawing board as well, just to kind of redo the way we package things, the way we serve things. We've really emphasized that we can do a socially distanced, safe meal. And now we're at the point where we're just marketing as much as we can to let people know that we're still open, we're still here, 7 days a week, we're still in business.
Are you seeing an uptick in customer count? You mentioned a little bit about that in the beginning of our conversation. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely seeing more people coming into the building. It seems like there are more and more people returning to work. I know you guys are all back at the office full time now, and we're seeing kind of that same thing from some of the other buildings that are directly around here. We have our patio open. The weather's nice. We have more tables now, so we're still socially distanced inside the store. We still have everything 6 feet apart. We still have certain tables marked off, but definitely seeing more of the other tables getting filled up day in and day out.
That's great. We really advocated for our restaurants and local downtown retailers during the shutdown, and the Downtown Boise Association did a great job too of educating people on how to continue to support our vibrant economy here in the downtown areas, especially our restaurants, and by offering gift cards and you were mentioning delivery and takeout, and I see you guys in your cars running all the time. You also have a drive-through that's pretty fancy, easy to get in and out of. But tell us a little bit more about what you're excited to continue to offer, maybe that catering thing.
Yeah, so I actually have a few notes I wrote down. I think there's some things that people don't know about Panera, and I just wanted to say them while we're on here together. So we've done catering as long as I can remember in my 8 years with the company. We've always done catering. It's something that we'll always continue to do, innovate, grow. We want to be at the forefront of our industry. We want to be, we don't want to be the replicators. We want to be the originators. And that's something that Panera, I can tell you from my own experience, does all the time. We're always changing, and we're adding our flatbread pizzas to the menu. We started out as a company who just did dine in and takeout, and now we have a dine in, takeout, delivery, drive through, curbside, pickup. We got it all. For our catering, we can do pretty much any size group. There's not really a minimum. I mean, you're going to hit your minimum just off of one person. And then we've done events for 100 people, 500 people. I know of other Paneras that have done events for 5,000 people. We make that promise that we will find a way to get something done, given the right time and the right resources. Like you mentioned, we also have our drive-through, which for a urban store to have a drive-through is pretty rare. You don't see that, especially in Panera. We don't have a ton of urban cafes who have drive-throughs. So it's nice that we are lucky enough to have that. Obviously we're still dealing with some of the other issues with the parking lot size and just the amount of space that's available down here. But like I said, lucky enough to get into the area and get that drive-through going. We do have a new program called Panera to You, which is another catering option that we offer. We're currently doing it with a company called Red Built, which I believe is another chamber member. And so with Red Built, we go over there every Thursday at noon, drop off lunch for whichever of their employees decide to order lunch that day. It might be 5 people, it might be 25 people. That's just something we set up with them, so they know that their lunch is guaranteed at noon on Thursdays. And it's something that I know that our marketing specialists are trying to set up more locations with. We have our Teacher Appreciation Day coming up, where we're just going to try to reach out to some of the local schools and kind of see if we can align with them to get them some discounted catering, just to let their teachers know that we're glad they've been working this whole time and taking care of our students and my kids personally. And I know it's been a tough time for everyone, so we just want to give back to the community as much as we can. And the last thing we do is we do fundraising as well. It's really easy to set up. You can just go to panera.com/fundraising, and then kind of sign up your organization. It's that simple. All you have to do is just show up, and they will give you, it's a percentage based on how many people you have. So the more people you have, the more percent you get. Over 50%, and I believe you take away 15% of all our sales for that night. So.
Wow, I didn't know that you offered that fundraising opportunity, and there's so many great organizations out here that need the support, and while you're supporting a great company and you and your team, Andy, I think it's awesome. I think we've covered everything, but is there anything else? I wanted to mention your coffee subscriptions. Tell us about
yes. that. So for our My Panera members, I'll go ahead and tell you what the My Panera membership is first. So our My Panera membership is just like most restaurants have, like a standard membership. You go to a Dutch Bros or a Starbucks, and they ask you if you want to add points to your membership. Ours is like kind of the same thing. You don't have to sign up with any kind of credit card. There's no money involved or anything like that. It's just a card to track your visits. The more visits you have, the more rewards you get. To join our coffee subscription, you must be a Panera member. And so then our coffee subscription is $8.99 a month, and that's good for all 4 of our flavors of coffee, as well as our iced coffee and our hot tea. And then it's like $2.50 for a cup of coffee. So, 4 cups of coffee in a month, and it pays for itself. I see a lot of the same faces every day just here getting their coffee. I see all of you all from the chamber over here every day getting their coffee. So it's nice to kind of see those same people every day, building that relationship just over a cup of coffee. We've just recently taken some big steps to to improve the flavor of our coffee. That's something that we've been working on the last few years. Just, if we're going to have a coffee subscription, we might as well have the best coffee around.
That's awesome, Andy. Hey, thanks again for your membership with us. Thanks for your investment in the community. You guys are just good people, and I just want everybody to know if they're wondering where they're going to go get some lunch, and you haven't tried Panera Bread downtown Boise. They're off of Myrtle. There between 11th and Myrtle. Go say hi to those guys and give them a high five.
Thanks, Paul. I appreciate it.
You bet. I know I'll see you soon. Have a great weekend, Andy. And
thank you. You too.
Enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, enjoy the sunshine.
I will. Okay,
right,
don't you go anywhere. I'll see you guys later.